Good morning. I'm Caralee.
And I'm Stacy.
And we are North Texas Networkers, a show about interesting people across the DFW area and sponsored by Craig Schrank with Willow Bend Mortgage.
Yes, and we're happy to be here today. We have a very fun guest, a very personable guest, and we can't wait for that introduction, and I will let Caralee make that introduction.
So we are going to be talking Baylor football, Sick'em Bears. Sorry for you Aggies next to me.
We'll get an Aggie in here one day.
We will. We're going to be talking bourbon. We're going to be talking insurance. We're going to be talking about all kinds of things with Big Mike, Michael Johnson, Baylor Hall of Famer, friend to us now because we've spent the day with him, right?
Yep, it's been fun.
Welcome.
Hello, Mike. How are you?
I like it.
So tell us a little bit. I know Caralee had quite the introduction there, but
I'll take it. I'll run with it. We just keep it going.
Just keep it going.
That's right.
And tell us a little bit about your family, where you're from, and.
Well, just born and raised Chicago. Did that for 16 years, and moved to actually Katy with my dad. He's down in Katy, and did that. Graduated from Katy, went up to Baylor, Sick'em, and did that. People will find you at Aggie.
I know. We'll get an Aggie. There's somebody out there that went to A&M.
It takes a little time. That's all. But anyway, I like to pick on the Aggies. It's okay. But ended up doing a Baylor thing. Obviously did that. Graduated from there and got on out into the real world to do my thing. Have two little boys, Joshua and Jace. They're 16, 14, and just all that good stuff.
Living life.
Tell us a little bit about how you ended up at Baylor, because that's not that you just did your thing at Baylor. You did some things at Baylor. Tell us about it.
I tried. No, it just, getting to Texas, actually got to Texas, and I actually didn't know anything about it. And let's be fair, Texas A&M was my second choice.
Yes.
I was going to go to A&M. I was going to go to A&M. That's correct. Not my first. So anyway, I had, the whole college thing, high school thing. They give you 5 visits, and I took a visit to Baylor, Syracuse, Texas A&M, and then Michigan. So ended up doing that piece there and chose Baylor. I didn't think Baylor wasn't in my top 5, but my high school coach, Bubba Fife, who I totally respect, he had mentioned, he said, Mike, hey, this is a good school. They're recruiting you. I wanted the Christian background. I wanted a small vibe, type deal. So I said, all right, and out of respect, I took a visit. So I ended up going there, did my thing. Did the little football stuff, started as a true freshman, played all 4 years, had some fun, all Big 12, all that good stuff. So it worked out nice. And then Baylor just, the whole VU Baylor thing just looks so good out here in Texas. So, that's all.
You're a little Hall of Famer as well, right?
Yeah, well, they have me as a legend and all-decade team. I'm one of those, it's not bragging when it's facts. When it's facts, it's not bragging when it's facts.
That's right. I'm bragging when you can back it up.
I'm not bragging. But no, seriously. But I worked hard, obviously, to earn those things and some focus. I got in, I got focused and did my thing, and so I'm happy, and it worked out very, very well. And I'm still very, very active in Baylor. So, yeah.
Good. And then, so what after college? What did that look like?
Oh wow! After college, we was kind of talking a little bit. Got into the mortgage industry, loved it, and I always say we were talking kind of how mortgage rates were 8.5% then, and loved it, and kind of really got groomed. A lot of my mentors are from that industry, still are my mentors. Kathy Gibb is one, Jeff Prince is another one, some other good people that kind of helped me when I was young and just kind of set my mind frame as far as how business is conducted, et cetera. And it worked out very, very well. So I'm very thankful to them. Did Countrywide. There was a Countrywide.
When there was Countrywide.
Bank of America took them over. Did that 6 years. Opened up the Frisco office off of Preston at a young age, which was really nice. And then Wells Fargo came and made me an offer I can't refuse. And I ended up going down to Turtle Creek, running the Turtle Creek office for 6 years. And then, of course, from there, opened up my own State Farm agency. So that's in McKinney.
What'd you think about Turtle Creek?
Turtle Creek was different. I mean, it was good. I mean, it was fine. It was a different clientele, which I kind of enjoyed. I enjoyed that. I like that. So I did loans for everybody. You know, I mean, I really did. And I treat everybody the same with respect. So I did them for every single person. And it's a different, you know, it's a crowd down there. It's a different crowd, which they got along very well. We got along very well. You know, I had some realtors that, you know, they're unique. And when I say unique, meaning like they like what they like. They like it this way. And that was always to me, I like that. It was challenging. You know, and I kind of talked about, like, I wanted to work with the best. You know, I want to be the best. I want to work with the best. I want to learn from the best. So if I ever met somebody and I was like, so what do you do? And if they were a top agent, I wanted to get to know them. I wanted to know what makes them, you know, what makes them tick. And then my saying was, how can I help you improve, increase your bottom line? There's got to be a way, you know, and I did.
Where did you learn that style of leadership from?
Oh, wow. My dad, I would say out the gate, my dad.
Because I think you have to be taught that way to think.
You do. You know, my dad, he was a top salesman for AT&T, President's Club. He was #1 salesperson at AT&T. And he was just very professional. Always very, like I always say, it's very clean cut suit. You know, and I remember he was just, you know, up before sunrise. We'd get home at 5, 6 o'clock. It was just me and him. So we used to have our crock pot meals. Man, that's how I lost weight. Because we used to put chicken in there, and it was crock pot meals and all that. And of course, they were good for me. And we had, like, you know, a little vegetable and some rice, and that was it.
No.
And I'm working out all the time in this Texas heat, so it worked out well. But I thank him for that. But he's an exceptional salesperson, such exceptional man, but exceptional salesperson. And then from there, I was never afraid to reach out and build relationships. You know, so I started meeting powerful people, and I always tell people, even today, younger crowds, tell my son, tell everybody, you ask somebody, if you find somebody that you want them to mentor you, ask them. I said, it's rare that somebody will say, no, I'm not doing that. Of course they will, if you ask them correctly. And then it's your job to build that bridge, to you know, hey, let me buy you a cup of coffee. I said, they're not going to let you buy them a cup of coffee. They're going to buy it because you don't have no money. You know, they're going to say, take me to dinner. They're going to pay for all that because you just don't have it. But the more important piece is they can get to know you, and then they can help you kind of build your vision and kind of maneuver from there. So I've had some and I talked about Kathy, I talked about Jeff, and there's many people that's been part of that mission, part of my team, that's helped me do that. So I'm thankful.
So are you a mentor to somebody now?
I am. I have multiple mentees, and they're
Junior
good.
Wakefield one of those?
No. He needs some mentoring, but you know, but we'll let him make it. You know, I got a cutoff for for age. You know. I only work with the younger folks. I don't, but I'm just not one of the dinosaurs.
We're just messing with our friend Junior who's in the audience today.
No, but I do. I actually, you know what? I take it. So every year I have a summer internship program that I do. It's paid for in my office. I strategically try to go and find 2 or 3 young folks that we can start building on their foundation. And I always tell them, hey, you have to crawl before you walk. You have to put in the work. But if you do, then this is what's going to happen. Now, the great thing about it, it's a great resume builder. And I tell them you have to build that up, because when it comes down to you interviewing later on, which you're up against not just all the kids at A&M, Texas Tech, Texas, Baylor, whatever, you're against the world. So what makes you different? And if you can put, like, I did this, and be able to talk in depth of what you did, how you did it, I said, they'll see that in you, and then from there they could, you have a better chance of getting hired. So every single one of my mentees, every single one of them all got hired on the jobs they wanted. So that was because we designed it that way. And they executed the plan, because a lot of them, I say everyone that made it, everybody don't make it, but you know what I'm saying.
Who would you say has been your biggest success?
Wow. I got some really, really good ones. Several of them are 6 figures, and they're they're 24, 25, 23 years old, young, and they're doing very, very well. I would say probably Kylie's done very, very well. And I remember when she sat down, she works for KPMG, is that? Yeah, she's an accountant. And I remember when she sat down and she interviewed, and this is one of those moments where she actually sat down and she interviewed, and the guy was like, after he was over, he said, "Excuse me," he said, who's your mentor? And she said, "Oh, my mentor is Michael Johnson." She was like, "Hey, you need to go thank him. He has set you up tremendously." He said, "This is the best interview I've had this year." And naturally, not only did she get the job, they gave her an increase. And I was like, see, and that was a blessing. So that's how I operate, be a blessing to others. It was given to me, so give it to others. I don't keep it for what, you know what I'm saying? So I just pass it on to those that are ready. Everybody not ready, but those that are, Big Mike, just look me up. Insurance. Hey, I'm available. Yeah, so.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And so how do you translate that with your kids?
You know what?
You try and be their mentor or your dad first? I mean, how does that go hand in hand?
Because I coach too, yeah. So it's a fine line. They had a person had a post about that, like, when do you cut off dad, coach, mentor? And yeah. It's tough. And being a successful athlete, I'm very competitive. But dad supersedes that. So, but I'm a hold my kids accountable. I got to hold everybody in my office accountable, and I have to hold myself accountable. I hold them accountable. We set a goal. We set something that we're trying to achieve. Then, number one, what are we doing to get there? What's the plan? And I want you to explain to me your plan. So I give my kids, they're very good at comprehension, like explaining what they're trying to do. And it's real quick. As parents, we are quick to do all the talking and
figure it out for
them.
To
tell them, well, you need to do this. And I'm like, what do you want to do? How do you want to approach this? And they'll tell you, well, I say, I don't know. Oh, well, if you don't know, nobody knows. And if you don't know, then you're in trouble. And then we can forget this mission / plan that we have in place. So a lot of times I just put it back on them. And at first they struggle, but they've gotten better as they gotten older. So, Well,
so you yourself, I mean, clearly you've been successful both in athletics and business, but to get anywhere, we always have some kind of struggle.
Yes.
And our struggles at one age are going to be different than a struggle at another age. So what would you say is two-part question? Part A, sure. What would you say was your biggest struggle while you were at Baylor? And part 2 is, what would you say is your biggest struggle now?
Oh, wow. Biggest struggle at Baylor.
Is it 3 a days?
No. You know what? It wasn't that because I was always focused. I was pretty focused. I didn't have and I'm not like. Of course, we have our day-to-day struggles in college. But I was trying to think. I would say girls, but there's some truth in that. But all that. But as far as like the struggle of school and everything else, I wish I would have been more focused. As far as not I was focused, but focused on like this or that specific things. Like, the last semester I was there, I got a 4.0. Well, if I can do it, and I was focused on that 4.0. I wanted to do that. That was a mission, because you couldn't tell me that I couldn't make it into school and not get it. So I could have done it, but I wasn't focused. So if I was lacking something, it was that. It was the ultimate goal, like I want to do this, and I could have done it with football. It's hard. It's not easy, obviously, but it's achievable. Nothing's easy worth having. But that was that. As far as like now struggle, you know what? I think I've made some adjustments in life as far as making more time for me. I've given, and I mean this, I have given and given and given and given, and I give a lot of my time, number one, my energy, my knowledge, and there's been some times where I have to step back and I have to take a moment for myself, and it's okay to do that. And I say a moment. I mean, I don't get a whole lot of them, but I'll take that moment. If it's not to sit down and just have a cigar and a nice little whiskey and I just have some peace and some quality time to kind of process things in my mind of what I'm doing when it pertains to my children or my business or my relationships out here with my friends, etc. What's the next step? not just for me, but for the families that I employ at my office, to my 3,000 clients that I have in my book. You know, what are we doing next? How can I do better? How can I be better, do better? So I get those moments, and it's really more of it helps me kind of plan and become a better man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you are working in your insurance business, and how do you form those relationships with clients, and what does that look like? Because we were talking earlier about a lot of times when you're calling your insurance agent, it's because something bad has happened and you're stressed out. Do you have relationships beyond just that transactional?
I do, and in all honesty, it needs to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
In today's world where everything is so quick and fast, relationships still supersede all. And I really believe that, especially in what I do. Like you said, when they need me, it's usually because something bad has happened in their life. So I need to show up and show out at that moment. So a lot of times, you know, I've built through it. When I first started, obviously I was kissing babies and shaking hands. I was doing events. I was Big Mike out there, getting out there big time.
You're going to run for mayor next.
Oh, no. No mayors, no politics. I'm not about to, you know, I'm not running the church. No. I just do my part. The Lord knows I do my part. Boom. But I did used to approach it from, that's how I had to do that. And it's ways to grow your business. In today's time, I still think that works well. So we would set up tents outside of, GameStop. So I used to do it on like Monday night. So they drop a new game on Tuesday was midnight. So I would cook hot dogs, and the guys in the line and everything else, they'd be, and I would give them a $5 gift card if they let me quote their insurance.
Oh, wow.
So I give them 10% off. That was my thing. I get 10% off and a hot dog, whatever. But it worked. And it got, and I was out there, shaking hands and getting to know them. And I was a gamer, so to speak. I played it back in the days. Don't play as much as I used to, but I still do. So anyway, so I would do all those guys. Then I figured out and got smart. That was the relationship piece. I said, these guys are gamers. They don't pay their insurance. They don't pay their insurance like that. So what I started doing was I waited until Tuesday the next day at 3 o'clock when the mom and the dads would pull up in the minivans with the kids. And I'm like, those are the people I want. You can have the hot dog. So I just had to be smart about it. But it's still relationship building. And I've done that. I don't, unfortunately, with the business growing to the level that it is, I don't have that ability to do as much. But right now, as a matter of fact, for the next 90 days, I'm going to meet with every homeowner that I have.
Nice.
I'll meet with every single homeowner that I have and sit down, and we can do it in person or virtual, and just review their policies, just kind of get a game plan of what they're trying to do and what they want to do. The magic number, everybody has a magic number down the road. We got to figure that number out and figure out which vehicles we got going towards that number. So different things. Yeah.
So I hear you like some bourbon.
I do. Who told you that?
I don't know. Could be someone you mentor, like Junior Wakefield.
Yeah, right. Mentor. Yeah, he been mentoring me. Yeah.
So we always like to do a little something for our guests. And I brought a couple of bottles, but I wanted you to choose which one you like. Which one you don't have in that collection you've been talking about.
I don't have either one of those.
Well, which one sounds more appealing? You want Penelope?
It sounds cute, doesn't it?
It does sound kind of cute.
The Penelope, yeah, let's try it.
All right.
Let's try it. Let's pop it right now. Is this
Junior, thank you for arranging for Michael to be here. Big Mike.
Can I sit right here? So
you can. And
very nice.
Trey.
Thank you. Oh, Trey gets one. Trey doesn't drink. He doesn't need it. I'll take his. Trey doesn't. He doesn't need his.
Y'all are old.
No, those. But thank you, ladies.
You're welcome.
Thank you very, very much.
I think that's definitely an acquired taste because that doesn't even appeal to me.
Really? It is.
It's funny because I have never liked it. I take one whip and I'm like, that just smells terrible. And my husband knows this about me. I'm a wine drinker.
Yes.
And recently, last fall, I went to Kentucky. To a horse show. Well, when you're in Louisville, Kentucky, you have to go to some of the bourbon places. So we went on a few tours, really fun.
Tastings.
I fell in love with some Angel's Envy, which
very nice.
I love it. And I'm not going to drink a lot, but like at night, If I come in and I'm like, I think I just want a little sipper. And my husband the other day turned to me, he's like, who are you? Because I didn't marry the girl that's going to order a bourbon at dinner.
Right. That's all right. Hey,
we all evolve, right?
I guess so.
Whatever
there's hope
works.
for you, Stacy.
Okay, we'll
At
see.
some point you might like it.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll keep trying.
You can try a couple.
Just keep trying.
So what's your favorite?
My favorite, and there's so many, but I would say like on a day-to-day, I will drink bullet bourbon. That's day-to-day type. I'll drink that, and I don't want to ever be like this bougie guy. I only drink this. No, if I go to somebody's house and that's what they're pouring, and whatever you're drinking, I'll never come across that way. I mean, as far as top of the line. Blanton, I do not. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. I don't go there like, man, what you doing with this $3 drink? No, that's seriously, I don't. Listen, America, listen. I don't do that. I'm not. But I like some nice stuff. So what I do, bring something.
Yeah.
How about that one?
Well, you were talking earlier about the
Blantons.
Tell us.
Blantons.
That's so cool.
Yeah, Blantons. I like Blantons. It's Blantons is just it's a very nice drink, but it's hard to find. And on the top, obviously the top has a horse on it, and the horse has the Blantons. It has a single letter on each one of the caps, but you got to find them all. And then once you find them, you can collect them, and it'll spell out Blantons. I probably got it. I never looked to see if I have them all.
Yeah,
but
You've never looked.
You don't know.
Not really. You know why?
You don't even know if you're close.
You know why?
Because you want to keep searching.
I know I got it. I'm pretty sure I got it. So I'm pretty sure I got it. But I do. And I tell Jean, like, I have about 8 bottles in a cabinet. I collect them. I had to love my little Big Mike's bar. That's what I have up top. So, and it says sip slow.
Does it really?
Remember to sip slow.
That is awesome.
So yeah, so good stuff. But no, but thank you. I appreciate it. I will, and then you can have me back, and I'll tell you exactly how it tastes.
There we go. A little review, huh?
I
That's
love
right.
it that he likes to share it.
That's true.
That's right.
That is good.
That's right.
We're not gonna make you share today.
Oh, it's okay. That's right. No cups. Feel like college. You just no cups. Like
You can't just drink it
no.
out of the bottle, but no,
that's
we're
right.
not gonna do that.
No,
No, it's all right. I got you. No, that's not the case. But
So what's on your future horizon? What do you see as your
Wow.
next big mountain
You
to
know what?
tackle?
I will continue to grow my business, continue to grow my team, try to get as many. And my whole thing when it comes to my team is I tell them we can, give me 5 years, 3 to 5, and I say that, and we can build any career that you want to do. So ultimately, after 5 years, you shouldn't be here. That's the mission. And they understand that, and we can get them there. So I'll continue to do that piece there. As far as business is concerned, I may end up they've approached me about opening up a second State Farm agency, which is the thing now that State Farm's starting to do for their Chairman Circle agents and stuff. So I may end up doing that. And I'm thinking, it's hard to say I like Prosper area, but I don't want it too far away where I can't operate both, can't be at 2 places at one time. But I do like that type deal. As far as outside business, I do want to I want to do a barnuminium.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Huge. And then and it's kind of like where you can rent it out and have shops up top and some different things like that. I'm eyeing some property and looking into some options to do that because we don't really have that up north. The Bikini Island, Frisco area, you don't have that as much. So it'll be could be a great thing to do as kind of additional business line.
What kind of events would you see out there?
Whatever, weddings. If you got some company events, that type deal, that's what I can see and it's nice and beautiful, and it's so I'm really thinking about that piece there. Other than that,
You've talked a lot about this. I'm shifting.
no, you're good.
New subject.
Yeah, you're good.
You talked a lot about your father mentoring you, you mentoring others. How different do you think kids are today versus how they used to be?
Turn off the camera. With my mic off, I got to pull my plug on my mic. Like, what happened? No, you know what? Let's be clear. I think we've seen this, we've heard this. So the grandparents will say that our moms and dads were different. Moms and dads said we were different. We say our children are different. It's just a cycle. It's evolution. I think times have changed, and we have to adapt, to this world that we are in. I really mean that. If you think that your children, as far as the access to information, their ability to catch things, know things ASAP, stuff that it took forever. If we didn't, if mom was on the phone, we couldn't get on the phone.
Right.
If mom's watching TV, it wasn't no 6 TVs in the house, and it surely wasn't on our phone, where we can watch everything. So this day and time, social media is serious. If you start looking, and these kids, it's starting to impact how they spend more time on social media than they do with their parents. So guess who has a lot more say-so in what they think and what they don't think, their beliefs. That's why you see some of them saying, you're like, where did you get that from? Like, why would you, I'd say that to my kids, like, huh? Like, no. Like, where did you get that from? But they're getting it from this social media platform, which is serious and it's relevant. So I say to everybody, listen to your kids. When your kids are talking, listen. When anybody's talking, listen. They're telling you what's going on. 2 is be able to adapt, and you better spend some time with your kids. If not, then you'll wake up and you'll be asking what happened. Where did he or she come from? They came from that house you in. It's just they was hidden up in that room and you didn't know. And now you look up and they're different. So I have those in-depth conversations. Nothing's offline. I really believe that. I really mean that. Politics, you name it, because they have their own opinion of what they envision or what they see the future, and some people, listen, I have respect for all that. Some people want to serve turtles. Save turtles. I drink out of a straw. I'm sorry. I promise I'll recycle it or whatever. But I'm not, and that's fine. And, the word agree to disagree. Okay. I mean, that's fine. You are who you are. I am who I am. That doesn't make me any worse or make you any worse. It's just we have a different opinion. And that's what makes this world go around, truth be told. Everybody can't conform. Your kids can't conform. My kids are different. And God bless them, And I got to tell them, I say, look, y'all do your own thing. I mean, when I say do your own thing, blaze your own path. Be smart. Dad is not coming to no jail cells, pulling nobody out. That ain't happening. I promise you. And if you don't believe me,
kids?
If you don't believe me, try it. Try me. Matter of fact, I want you to try me.
See how long
right at the house drinking Blanton's. Yes. And I promise. So I'm just, but I tell them, look, these are my requirements. I give, I don't take. I say I give so much, and I never take anything from y'all. And I feel like, hey, in exchange, all you need to do is handle your business, because I'm handling mine. Ain't nothing. I ain't ever asked you. You'll never have to ask me 3 times for something. Why the hell I got to ask you 3 times?
Yeah.
I tell them that, seriously. So anyway, don't get me started on that. Y'all get me in trouble. But no, I think it's important. And I really do. And it's important, and they can be different, and that's okay. As long as they're respectful, as long as I like diverse kids, be able to accept people, understand things, open your mind, you know what I'm saying? Now, if your values are your values, and so whatever it is, if you believe, I believe in this, then that's what I believe in. So you're not about to change that, so stop trying. So anyway, you're doing pretty good.
The world would be a lot better place if we'd quit trying to make everybody believe like we did.
Absolutely. It's good. Yeah, and it's okay. And it's okay for you to be different.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's okay. Yeah, like stop. That's what kills me in today's time. Like stop. So anyway.
Well,
I was going to say, were you going to ask the question? Okay. So we always ask this question of our guests. If you could go back in time and money was no object and you could be anything else that you'd like to be, what was it?
That's one of those. I never got asked that question. So if I can go back in time and money was an object, is there for anything?
We've had window squeegeers.
No.
What else have we had?
Really?
I don't remember.
That's the one that stands out the most.
That's a good one. I mean,
What would you do different in your life?
What would I do? What would I be? What would I do different?
Said no to mayor.
No to mayor. no to mayor. No to pastor. I can't run the church. Not trying. I'll give back, but I'm not trying. Coaching. I love that. I love coaching. I love coaching kids. I think, it's impactful. Mm-hmm. I have kids, and I guess really, and I do that, but not like full time.
Yeah.
So I guess really, I could have seen myself taking a different path where after college they asked me to be a GA assistant. And I could have seen myself as a head coach of a program because the business mindset would kick in, but then the relationship building would kick in from as far as the kids and the parents, sitting in people's houses, not trying, but telling them, this is what I envision, and I hope this meets your mission, and so be it. I think coaching would be definitely something I would take on full time because I know what it does for kids at different levels.
I can see you being a great coach.
Yeah, and I still have, and it's fun. I have my kids. I have some of my kids still come and visit me today that I coached. Mm-hmm. Their parents would bring them. Mm-hmm. That had such an impact, and they'll bring them by the office, and we had that. And they look at me like I'm about to make them run 100 gas, and they seriously do, and that's the respect. Mm. But I built that with them, and they received it. So good stuff. Yeah, coaching. That or awesome. Thanos. I love to be Thanos in the Marvel comic. I love Thanos. I know he's evil and all. I know he snapped his finger and half the planet was gone. But he was smart, meticulous. He was methodic. He was powerful. I know how to say that.
I
my
love
kids.
That.
Thanos. Like, how you gonna be an evil guy? I'm like, not evil, but I'm not talking like evil.
About his good traits.
I'm
because
talking
you're
about,
looking at the good in people.
That's right.
Or
he was.
characters.
Yeah. So Thanos.
Coach Thanos.
Who's Thanos?
It's not Big Mike Insurance.
Right.
Thanos.
You got a question over there from the audience?
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
You just recently had your house built, right?
I did.
Who was your realtor?
Well, let's have that conversation. I'm going to highlight these ladies. Let me say they've been extremely professional and extremely on point, and they would touch base with me multiple times, which shows detail, hands down. And I'm not the most detail-oriented people, but I hire detail-oriented people. There it is.
Surround yourself with.
I did not. My realtor.
It's all good.
Let me leave it. I'm gonna. And seriously. So, and I'm talking to anybody out there. Seriously. Pay attention to who you're working with. Obviously, this is a professional. This is what they do. It's not a part-time gig. It's not I'm in it because the market's good. They're in it, and they've been doing it for a long time and will continue to. So, kudos to y'all. So it's important that you do partner with, first-class professional realtors who do what they say they were supposed to do. Not collect 3%. And $40,000-$50,000, and you're gone. Mm-hmm. But it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. And don't make $30,000 for it and bring me a cutting board. I'm gonna leave that alone. He started some mess. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Funny.
I'm sorry. But anyway, yes.
Anywho.
Get these great ladies right here. Absolutely. There it is. They will be at the top of the list. How about that one?
That's awesome. Okay, right before we go, tell us how to get in touch with you if someone wants to.
Same platforms most people. Big Mike Insurance. I kept it simple. Everybody knows a Big Mike. Just throw insurance at the bottom of it. .com. Facebook, Instagram, the whole 9. LinkedIn, which I don't go on, but anyway, but I mean, it's good. I need to do a better job at that. But you can call the office 972-540-5448, or the quickest way is, like you said, the BigMikeInsurance.com and get you anything you need. Be more than happy to help you, with
you might get a hot dog out of
everything.
it.
That's right. I still do that.
So, do you give the cutting board with the hot dog, or?
Yeah, that's what. Right. Beat me up. See, they're starting mess, and I shouldn't have said nothing, but it's the truth. So, might as well got a hot dog with it, with the side and fixing. Yeah.
A little relish or something.
Anyway, good stuff.
Well, we're so grateful that you joined us and spent your afternoon with us.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Yep.
And I'm Caralee.
I'm Stacy, and we are your real estate professionals.
Thank you for joining us on North Texas Networkers.
Visit our website, mariposagroupdfw.com. That's MARIPOSA Group DFW.com for more information about the show and other resources. I'm Caralee.
And I'm Stacy.
And we are your real estate professionals.